Hey friends, it's Michelle. Welcome back to the channel. And it turns out we have some doll things to talk about. Joining me today is my number 40, Safiya, who we're going to talk about in a second. If you're unaware, American Girl recently raised their prices on their doll repair and restoration services. Before, the different packages ranged from about $35 to $55 to have heads replaced or limbs replaced, torso, whatever. There's a whole bunch of different packages that you could choose from. Now the base package is $69 and the top tier package is $99. So those price hikes are pretty significant, but to me, the most upsetting thing is that previously Mattel had offered free shipping both ways, and now they're not providing any shipping costs. To me, that's where they lost the plot. If you're unaware, Mattel is also going in the tank right now. I just watched a video yesterday by another creator. I'll link that right over here, and they go into detail about what has been going on with Mattel's stock and whatnot. So if you'd like more information on that, please check out that creator after this video. I would say the doll hospital is kind of a complicated topic. We'll just cover it briefly, but then we're going to get to something very exciting. Let's say you're someone like me who had a brother who decided to cut the hair off of your dolls. My brother did do that to my Barbies. So the doll hospital was meant to help you put life back into your really well-loved dolls. However, an unforeseen complication of that program is that doll flippers came along. Just like house flippers, there are doll flippers. There are people who get American Girl dolls on the cheap and completely chopped and then send them to the doll hospital to basically get a brand new doll that they can then sell on the secondhand market for a much higher price. I've seen a lot of people talk about, Mattel's error in handling this, and yeah, I'm not happy about it. I've never used the doll hospital. I honestly don't care to. I like repairing my dolls myself. When I first got into American Girl dolls, I made sure that I learned quickly how to repair them because I thought that that was an important thing as far as taking care of my collection. So I've never intended to use the doll hospital. I want my dolls to have their original parts. To me, like every little scuff that they acquire is part of their story. So I like my dolls the way they are, and I like maintaining them. But for other people who don't really know how to do that, the doll hospital was a great resource. Or maybe they didn't want to invest in all the materials and the time and everything that it takes to actually learn how to properly repair these dolls and care for them, which I also understand. But the idea that people were buying dolls on the cheap and then using a company's well-meaning service for their loyal clientele to then flip dolls for a profit, that annoys me. As someone who put in a lot of time and effort and practice and again money into my tools and whatnot to learn how to repair these dolls myself, the idea of someone buying dolls on the cheap and then sending them to a company for a full repair and then selling them for a profit, I find pretty gross. To me, that's taking advantage of an entire ecosystem. It's taking advantage of the secondhand market, of the program with Mattel, and then also the collectors who are looking for those refurbished dolls. So that's all that I'm going to say about that situation for now. What I want to get into at this point is why Miss Safiya is joining us. So Safiya is my number 40. I got her at a thrift store last year for $4.99. My husband and I were out of town for the day, and yeah, there's this like big thrift store about 3 hours away, and I think it was only my second time going there, and we found Miss Safiya. It was the very first time that I found a doll in the wild. I never really got a chance to give her much of a restoration, but we're gonna do it now. So I put up a poll over in my community tab asking you guys if you would be interested in me fixing your dolls. About a quarter of you said that you have at least one doll that you want me to fix. About the other 75% of you said that you wanted to learn how to fix your dolls. So that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna talk about how you can send your dolls to me to be fixed for free. So I just took my filming equipment down and realized that I forgot to mention something. For those of you who want to be able to still help support the channel and support this program, there's going to be pre-packaged restringing kits available in my shop, and the link is in my bio. And those are just going to be $5 each, and it'll come with exactly what you need to restring your dolls. And then if you just have that restringing kit and follow along with the tutorial that I'm going to be posting, you'll be all set to restring your doll yourself. The $5 restringing kits will basically help to offset the costs of the materials and shipping that I'm paying for on my end as part of this, charity drive, basically. Back to past me. This is a really weird angle, by the way. Ooh. Here's how the program's gonna work. So you are gonna send me an email with the subject title doll repair to the Lavender Aura AG Gmail address. And just let me know that you want me to repair your doll. I will then send you a form to fill out. When I get that back and review it, I'm then going to ask you to submit your donation to Feeding America. It's going to be a minimum $10 donation to the Feeding America organization. Then you ship your doll to me. I will pay for the shipping to get her back to you. You just pay to ship her to me, a minimum $10 donation to Feeding America, and then I will fix your doll and send her back to you. It's that easy. To give you a little bit of background on the Feeding America organization, they are one of the best, most efficacious organizations in the US to helping supply food to families in need. 98% of their funds go directly to supporting families in need. And for every dollar donated, they are able to donate 20 meals. So that minimum $10 donation to have your doll restored is going to provide upwards of 200 meals to people in need in the United States. So that's what we're doing. This is going to be an ongoing fundraiser for Feeding America. Now, how will I know that you submitted your donation? It's actually very simple. So let's take a visit to the Feeding America website. Okay, so in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to hit donate and then give today. Here on the page, we're going to scroll down and we're going to type in a custom amount of $10. It's going to be $10 per doll. Then you're going to click that you would like to do this in honor of someone, and you're going to put in your doll's name. So I'm putting in Safiya's name, and then you'll click the box to go ahead and notify someone of your donation. So that's going to be me. So you'll type in my first name, Michelle, and then the email address, lavenderauraag@gmail.com. Then there's one last step. You're going to go down to the message box below and just type in your email address so that I can match it to your filled in questionnaire and have everything all together in one place. And that's it. Since I didn't get a chance previously to fully restore this girl when I got her, I'm going to be doing that later this week and posting it. So I'm going to be fixing up Miss Safiya later this week as a demonstration of what a restoration might look like. With this girl, her hair was chopped by her previous owner, so that's not something that I can fix, for instance, but I do need to go through and essentially get rid of the little broken ends and, treat her hair and whatnot. And then she really needs to be restrung. So she has, her little foot turns in here, so we want to fix that. She has some staining on her knee, which is pretty deep, so that most likely isn't going to come out, and I'm fine with that. To me, it always looks like a bruise, and I have perpetual bruises on my right leg from a series of breaks. I've broken it 3 times in the same spot. I will be posting a video of Miss Safiya being restored and restringing her and everything, so you guys can get an idea of what that's going to look like. But if you would like to participate, you can go ahead and start sending those emails to lavenderauraag@gmail.com with the subject title doll repair. It is going to be first come, first serve. The minimum donation is going to be $10 per doll, and we will take it from there. I've already received a bit of interest through both the comment section on YouTube and on Instagram. So again, if you're interested, please go ahead and start sending those emails now, and first come, first serve on the emails. I know people are already actively waiting for the information on this, which is why I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible so we can start this process. A quick thing on the topic of doll restoration so that you understand the importance of that questionnaire. There are things that I need to know about your doll as far as like allowances, like, what you will allow me to do with her. Again, do you want me to use a magic eraser? Do you want me to use baking soda? Do you want me to use shampoo or shampoo and conditioner? Things like that. Another important thing for me to know is the approximate age of your doll, because that will help determine what technique I would use to restore her hair. With the announcement of the modern era historical dolls, people have been complaining that their wigs aren't made of Kanekalon. Their wigs haven't been made of Kanekalon for over a decade because production of Kanekalon was ceased in 2014. American Girl has been using saran and nylon wigs for a really long time. So I don't know what the big deal is about the modern era historical dolls having saran wigs because, for instance, so my Nikki Hoffman, this is a saran wig. This is what saran is. I've never heard anyone complain about this wig. Raquel's wig is nylon. These are actually really high quality wigs. Kanekalon hasn't been around for over a decade. Like the production on it for dolls was just ceased back in 2014, and I don't know why. But yeah, so I don't know why that is buzzing around American Girl right now. The thing that I find the most problematic is that American Girl, I believe, I don't have proof of this, but my experience with dolls, I would say, is almost proof, is that with their colored hair dolls, like the real fantasy colored hair dolls, like the Sapphire Splendor doll, and this one might surprise you, the holiday doll from 2023. In my collection, she's named Mallory, but she has the long white hair. I believe both of those are made out of called polypropylene, which is like one of the worst hair fibers you can ever use on a doll. I believe they're using treated polypropylene, which is much nicer and essentially lasts longer. But the problem with untreated polypropylene is that the hair actually will break over time. When it's treated, it just kind of feels like horsehair. She has one of the worst wigs that I've ever seen, and it's like gorgeous and beautiful up here, but then the ends are super, super dry, which is pretty indicative of polypropylene. So anyway, just want to put that out there. Saran and nylon are both great hair fibers, and they can be styled. They can hold a curl. You just have to know how to do it. So yeah, anyway, that's the reason why it's important for me to have information about your dolls. As much as I can glean from that questionnaire as possible, the more helpful it is for me to actually restore your dolls like to the greatest satisfaction, because each hair type has different requirements, and I can usually tell what the hair fiber is just by feeling it. Like number 40, this is nylon. This is nylon hair. Saran feels cool to the touch. Nylon usually feels a little bit drier, and I'm gonna say it feels a little more coarse, but in a very realistic way, where Kanekalon is very soft and it still retains a little bit of the coolness that Saran does, but Saran has this very like heavy feeling to it that Kanekalon just doesn't. All right, enough rambling about hair fibers. Thank you so much for hanging out. Please, that email address is open, so start sending those emails. It's going to be first come, first serve as soon as this drops. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.